He's a pioneer and the voice for XTV East Coast. He's the XTV Hall of Famer. And now, Justin Turkey Legs brings his famous voice to the podcast world. This is Justin's podcast.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's Ernest Justin Turkey Leg here with you another week on another beautiful Sunday. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and open up this window. Should have had all this ready, but you know how it is. XTV is always on the spot, and this week, another exciting edition of some audio whoop ass. That's right. I'm very excited about my special guest this week, the very outspoken Yaki Najiu will be joining me later on this evening on this pretty day on this flossing season. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, I'm having a good time, and I got a little bit of XTV East Coast playing right now. It's a elimination chamber match with Bob, 80s guy, and Blood inside the ring right now. Yaki's involved in this particular match. I see Charles Dean waiting to be interjected in this match. And there's a sixth person that's not in the screen right now. But yeah, man, lots of fun. Lots of things continue to build up as we get closer and closer to XTV. You know, I guess, you know, because we don't even have the PlayStation, we don't even have the game, but it continues to build up, ladies and gentlemen. 2 brand new added matches. I believe it was DT to be meeting up against Lucky, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of beef between these two that stems way back, you know, to a particular situation that happened on Flora Street. Lucky had mentioned on the Jasmine podcast, and yeah, a lot of animosity between these two. And DT went on and challenged them at XTV Mania. Not to mention, it's also been said that it's going to be a battle between Lucky and Chantel on this particular night. So that's going to also be very interesting. You know, 3 rounds. Step your bars up is all I can say. Also, 2 Rings, aka Romy Rome, got beef over RJ. You know, who they so mean to and they pick on all the time. But now I guess he wants custody of RJ now, and he wants to challenge Bill Hunter. Bill Hunter definitely accepted. He's not one to back down from any challenge. And yeah, you know, it's one of the funnier matches in my opinion on the card. Ladies and gentlemen, Wales just not entered the contest that I'm just watching. That was Wales, who was the 6th man. And Wells definitely a major player in XTV. Yeah, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. You know, I don't really got too much that I'm thinking about this week. I just want to say that I look forward to seeing the story of MZ. You know, and you know, the pain shoot. You know, I still haven't gotten a chance. And, you know, I'm supposed to be getting a package of a plethora of, you know, XTV stuff from the West Coast. So I look forward to that because this week is going to be a long week. I look forward to talking with Chris Major on the phone later on this week, you know, and we get his point of view, catching up with him. You know, I particularly enjoyed talking with Coco and Tawana last week. Oh, I did it again. Her name is Tana. But yeah, we always called her Tawana. You know, but very fun catching up with those ladies. And just a very exciting time here on XTV East Coast via YouTube on the Justin Podcast. My good friend Kong, I called him Kong. My good friend Trunks coined the phrase "the information era," and it is that indeed. You know, that's what's spreading stuff around. That's what's kind of getting things to bubble again, and things is becoming electric. It's starting to get exciting again here in XTV. You know, at least in my opinion. I mean, just the anticipation of what is to come, what is going to happen next. You just never know. I mean, we got about 7 matches, almost a full card for XTV Mania, ladies and gentlemen. We got, I don't even know if I can remember all the matches. I remember it being the 2 I talked about. There was Romy versus Bill Hunter. We got Lucky and DT. Then there was supposed to be Tavari and Bob Classic. The main event, the huge main event, Killer versus The Pain. David B-Boy versus Jazzma, and something else. Something else was mentioned. But we got some matches, man. It's getting hot and heavy. XTV Mania right around the corner any day now. We don't have no exact date, but right here on the Justin Podcast, we will be keeping you updated on the latest developments in XTV and what's going on. Such a beautiful time. I'm so excited. Up next, after these couple announcements, I'm gonna go ahead and talk with my good friend waiting on me outside. I ain't gonna keep him waiting no longer. Yaki Najiu. Very excited about having him in here. So stay with me. I'll be right with you. Ladies and gentlemen, the springtime down here in Florida is beautiful and it's pretty, but it's heating up and it's hotter than ever. It's not even summertime yet. But that's why I got me some pure quality Zephyr Hills natural spring water. It's 100% from the spring down here in Zephyr Hills. Well, I ain't in Zephyr Hills. I'm in Tampa, but Zephyr Hills ain't too far from here. That's right, straight from the spring. There's been a brand since 1964, and I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is some of the greatest quality water that you can have for yourself. And plus, when you go to your local stores and you get this here, 33-ounce bottle, you have not only great drinking water, but they also have a smaller cap, which means less plastic. And that means that, for all you guys who are, junkies for the environment and keeping it clean, this has a Eco Slim cap that's a part of the ongoing effort to reduce the impact on the environment. This cap contains an average of 37% less plastic than the previous cap. So, that's for like all those people who decide they're gonna litter anyways. At least it's less dangerous for the environment. And it's natural, 100% spring water from Zephyr Hills, pure quality since 1964. Folks, I gotta tell you about Axe Daily Fragrance for him. They got the new brand Anarchy, and I'll tell you one thing, this is a very, very effective Axe brand. It smells real good. It's very attractive. I use it myself, and right now if you go to the axeffect.com, you can get a 20% discount off of any purchase using my promo code Justin1. That's right, JUSTIN1. And it's a unique premium daily fragrance to help you smell great on any day or any night. You just check out Axe Anarchy, or you can go on to the axeffect.com and purchase anything off of that website and get 20% off using my promo code JUSTIN1. I'm sitting here with my good friend Yaki Najiu, ladies and gentlemen, and oh man, Yaki, I'm so glad to have you here. It's always a good time, man. I mean, I'm happy to be here. It's a wonderful time in XTV. We're having a good time, good vibes. We're out here at the park at Sienna, and man, this is just a freaking beautiful facility. I love the way you got your setup here. Everybody's in place. They're doing their thing. They have plenty of time to get their projects out, and man, I mean, who knows what's going to happen just with all this freedom now. Exactly. Yaki, definitely, you one of the more outspoken people over here in XTV, and man, what's going on with you nowadays? Well, I mean, I'm just out here having a good time. Like I said, I mean, everything's just been beautiful. It's been perfect, and I haven't really had much work.
for a long time. I mean, really, nobody really has. It's just been all about future projects and what's still to come, and so that's really exciting. I was just on the XTV East Coast channel, just outside, waiting to come on your show, and I'm listening to a good friend of mine, David Van Gay.
Yeah, I know Van Gay.
Yeah, Van Gay gives me a copy of this here going shoot that Alec Troffer's out here yapping off, and it's about 3 years old, but he's flapping his gums about me on some shoot to you, and
I know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm like, well, what the hell is this shit all about? And he's trying to say, oh, Yaki never takes his mask off, and he's 46 years old, and it's just a whole bunch of complete bullshit that I never even knew shit about.
Well, he was speculating a whole lot of stuff around that time. That was around the time that you was building around.
I like how you got the wrestling playing here. This guy just kicked somebody's ass.
Oh yeah, I was just watching. This 6-man elimination chamber match.
yeah. This guy, he's one of my favorite opponents, man. He's a fine guy. Oh, what the hell they got Corn Tails doing here?
Tails got a gat. I forgot about this part. Hold on. Oh, captions by Alex. Wait a minute now.
Captions by Alex Charford. What is this shit?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Yaki. This is from an episode of On the Spot. They say this is the original idea for Yaki's show.
Cut that Cohen shit off. That ain't about shit. Alec, he's a freaking sucker for attention. If he doesn't have any spotlight on him, he's going to sit out there and desperately do anything in his freaking power to actually, be somebody, because he fell off years and years ago, and he's such a damn has-been. I mean, it's crazy how much time is, really gone by, and it just goes to prove that you can't come out here and be Stone Cold Steve Austin for your whole life. I mean, freaking be yourself, and maybe you'll carry on and be successful. Just like so many people have continued to do, like yourself, Justin. Romy Rome has done it. Okay, Diddy Kong. Yes, he is successful. He's taken hiatuses, but he's one of the guys who's able to come back and really be able to, say, hey, I can kick some ass and I can take some names and I can be relevant. Okay?
That's very true. I didn't even write no jokes. I said jokes. You write jokes for your guys? I ain't mean to say that. I was trying to say I ain't write no notes, but right here I got a note that says gay jokes. That's why I said jokes.
What? Listen, guys, I'm the type of guy who can, go with the times. I can go with the flow, guys. It's like, hey, you want to call me gay? I know I'm not gay. I'm very comfortable with myself to say, hey, I'm not gay. So if that's what's in and that's the style right now, then so be it. I mean, LT went through the whole damn thing for years and years. And he still goes through it. They call him gay as shit, but he knows he ain't gay. He's married to the top woman in the East Coast, probably in all of XTV. I mean, who could top, what Yossi's done, okay? And, he's got, great accolades himself. So you can't try to downplay somebody because of their mannerisms. That's the beauty of them, But I get it. It's supposed to be fun, and it's always been a fun thing, and that's why me and Who Monster, sometimes we just outdo each other and just have some fun with it. It was like I'm like rub on your dicky. I mean it. Rub on your dicky. You're a little bit too excited about that, Yaki. Calm down. I'm just saying, it's like I'll go there. I don't care. And like I said, man, we're having a good time, and I'm not gonna be a spoiler. It's like if it's going in that direction and it's on me, then I'm gonna really turn up, to the maximum because it's all meant in fun, and that's what it's all about. So when it's my turn, I'm just gonna really go about it and do what I've been known to do, guys.
I completely understand that. It's always a good time. You were one of the pioneers, Yaki. One of the originals. When you talk about the Sonic and Tails show, and even when you was by yourself just doing the Sonic show, and you really actually went in order with the game sequence. You did 1, 2, then 3, then you got Sonic and Knuckles. Hell yeah, man. I mean, and we had a blast doing it. Okay, me and Tails going back and forth. I mean, that shit's fucking priceless. Before it was even known about having a freaking TV show, we were doing it, and we were killing that shit, man. I mean, it was just great freaking times. I mean, and that's just the way it is. It's like I've never been a guy, and then this is another point Alec wants to try to make. He's saying, oh, well, if I didn't get the TV show that I was doing at the time, that I would have been washed up or some shit. That ain't true, guys. I'm a freaking legend, okay? And he should be able to understand that too. I don't even know how the hell. I think they damn took his rings away or some shit happened. But I'm a legend, guys. I've made my stamp. So that means that everything that's done from this point out is a bonus. Yeah.
It's what you're doing here. This is fun.
Exactly. And that's why I knew it was gonna spawn off to Jazz doing a podcast. Millennium starting up him a podcast over there on Vimeo.
That's what it's all about. It's about evolving. So that's what I was saying about the gay gimmick. Hey, gay's in. And I'm not gay. But I'm not gonna Howard would throw the temper tantrum. I'm not gonna throw the temper tantrum, guys. I'm gonna just rub it in even more by saying rub on your dicky. He said I'd fuck the white off your Jeep. So that's all. We're just having a good time.
That's completely understood. You good friends with most people over here, Yaki. You don't have any enemies. I brought up that point with somebody who I was talking to on this podcast. We were saying, Yaki, when it comes down to getting in the ring with somebody, you don't have no problem with it, but things start to heat up with you. And one person was David Kidd. I was watching a match with you and him early on this week.
Well, I'm competitive, guys. Me and Tails would do these races against each other all the time. He'd beat me and I would get freaking furious because he's got his damn freaking flamboyant ass out there twisting around talking about he won, he shot the BB gun, and I'm just like, you can take your fat ass out, or can I curse on here? You've been cussing the whole time. Well, excuse me, guys, but he would beat me and I would get so freaking flaming mad, but it's just the competition, type of nature in me. That's just the way it is. That's just the way I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any interest at all in becoming a professional wrestler or a professional athlete in any brand, then you got to go check out my good friend Derek Knox at his School of Hard Knocks. Ladies and gentlemen, he can take you from the beginner, intermediate, all the way to the advanced level to not only get you in shape, but get you at the top of your game. He's also in conjunction with none other than Alec Trauffel. And they've gotten together with the Alec Trevelyan workout program to make this an all-around thing for you to get your best out of your career as a superstar or entertainer in any genre. That's right, Derek Knox has finally taken off to the next level, and he and Alec Trevelyan are plugging you in with the Alec Trevelyan workout program app. On this app, you can take a look at all the different programs, all the different exercise tips, and different locations maybe in your area that you can sign up and join the Derek Knox School of Hard Knocks. Or you can just go online or go on this app and sign up for the Alec Trevelyan workout program. Yeah, Yaki, this whole podcast thing really kind of came from you. It was kind of like we found a clip that an interview that you did with Gorgon, and it was saying, you was going off, you were saying these different things about Jeff Hardy, and Jeff doing the Swanton Bomb. I want to ask Yaki, what is that all about? I think people would like to know that.
It's just me having fun, man. Jeff Hardy's my favorite wrestler. So, I say Jeff Hardy this, Jeff Hardy that. I don't even know what I'm going to say sometimes. I'm just free, man. I just let everything happen, man. You see what kind of character I am when you see me in the game. I'm jumping all over the place. I'm diving out of the freaking sky, off of planes, spinning over here, going upside down, going at God's speed. So, hey, what's liable to come out of my mouth? It's the same thing. Something funny and crazy as shit. I'm here to entertain and have a good time and make sure everybody around me is having a good time, because that's what it's all about. So, yeah, I say Jeff Hardy this, Jeff Hardy that. And when somebody says something, I just say Jeff Hardy. Like, go ahead. Say something. Say anything. Boy, I keep on staring at this bottle of spring water, and it sure looks good. You see? Now, I have no absolute choice but to say, damn it. You see what I mean? Damn it. Man, I don't even remember what you said. You said something along the lines of, wow, Jeff Hardy sure looks good. I can't wait to put him in my mouth or some shit like that. You just fucked up the whole thing by that damn crack you just did, but you get the idea. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. We'll try it again later. I botched you. I forgot the line because you really popped me there. Oh, it's completely fine. They get the idea. Like I said, I ain't really take too many notes though. I just got a bunch of names, and and I got a couple ideas, and I want to know what you think about some of these things. I'm just gonna say a name. You already mentioned the Hoon Monster. He was one of the names I got down here, but I'm just gonna say a name, and you tell me what you think about him. The Killer. The Killer's hard worker. He's ahead of his time. He's nobody's got a grind like the Killer. People could say what they like about him, but the reason why he's on all these different things is because he puts himself in those situations. Okay, and like it or not, hey, these guys are the guys. They're taking over, and along with I wouldn't even say along with the Trap City guys. They're they're hit or miss guys with those guys, but pretty much everybody in man are so ambitious, and they're always trying to push things forward and do something completely different, and that's what Killer pretty much exemplifies, a very hard-working, ambitious type of guy. What about LT? One thing about the relationship with you and LT is, it's pretty unique. We see y'all argue, we see y'all, enjoying each other, enjoying each other's fun. What do you say about LT? Proud father. Okay. Ever since when I was a young guy doing this, okay, and he got his shot, and he was a young guy, very, very young kid. Going back and doing my first show and going over the whole thing, that's a big deal, okay? Because a whole lot of times, something's, like I said, it's hit or miss. But he didn't flop, and he hasn't flopped ever since. And it's funny that you mentioned those two together because, they've become, they've grown to become grown men and lead very successful lives. Everything they touch is golden. And, he's at the age where I was at. And I said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and, bring my son along for the ride. And I want him to experience this because this is fun. Okay? And, he comes over to me not too long ago and he says, Dad, hey, I think that, it's a good time for TJ, to, that's my grandson. Yeah, I know. Well, it's a good time for TJ to, come on and get in the ring. And I said, well, listen here. The generation that it is right now, you see, if it was in the 1990s, how we come up,
yeah,
it would be a little different. It would be more like, TJ would be ready for that because he's so gung-ho. But this here PG era shit has got every damn thing so damn dumbed down that when you bring out a young kid who's, probably is ready, just like Tavari was, okay, let it be no mistaken, everybody's in a freaking uproar. So I told him it probably wouldn't be best. And that's coming from me, my crazy ass.
Well, I completely agree. It would be interesting. This is XTV, that's the way I was looking at it, but we have to wait and, actually get the game, get established. Do we like this? What do we like about it? And then be able to, make a decision. But, as of right now, it's really all just pure speculation. But, we do got these matches and Martha is ready to sign them. Oh, yeah, that's the other matchup. Me versus Neil. I'm going to fuck him up. Hey, man, you might be biting off more than you can chew in this one. Oh, no, I ain't biting off more than I can chew. No. This is a challenge that's been put in front of me for a reason. That's right. And I'm going to overcome this challenge. I'm going to shock the world, Yaki. Y'all going to see. Y'all going to see. That's all I'm going to say. Because this Yaki interview, not mine. Yeah. Well, hey, man, it's really shaping up. It really is. Well, speaking of man, I want to ask you about Wales. What you think about Wales? Wales is a dumbass. Okay, he's an idiot. He's incompetent, and he's not to be taken serious. Okay, this guy jumps me from behind. Okay, he steals my championship like it's some hardcore title or some shit. All right, and some non-sanctioned match, and then he claims to be the damn champion. Doesn't defend it against anybody. Then he goes and battle raps some guy and says, "Oh, I defended my championship against him in a battle rap." Well, big whoopee. A freaking battle can't compare to hand-to-hand combat. Wake up, guys. Use your freaking head. So he's incompetent because he actually thinks that he was actually ever a champion. Now the whole damn XTV championship is vacated when it should have been in my possession the whole damn time. But, if we're going to hit the reset button, then that's fine. I completely understand that. But I was never beaten in my defense. I was never beaten for the championship. Okay? And if you feel like you can't beat me, there is a slight XTV mania that I'm not on. Oh, shoot. You heard it. It's at the 4 o'clock hour, ladies and gentlemen. In 20 minutes, I'm finna spark this blunt up. But, you heard it. Yaki just now called out Wales. I'm just saying that if he wants a piece of me, if he really wants to see, if he's really tough, then we can see that XTV mania, since that's going to be the next platform where everybody's going to be wrestling at, and I can go out there and kick your ass. Yaki, I don't really understand your interpretation of this. What are you really saying?
This man is a rotten son of a bitch.
Oh,
This man jumped me from behind and stole my World Heavyweight Championship belt. Now, at XTV Mania, this man will meet me in the ring, and he will lose this match.
well, it's that time of year again. 'Tis the season to be hot as hell, as the summertime is finally upon us. And I tell you one thing, I want to be still looking good. You know, I like the wintertime and the cool season because, you know, you get to wear some nice gear. And I also want to be looking good during the summertime. That's why I shop with my good folks over at Burlington Coat Factory. And right now, on all men's and children's apparel, you get 50% off. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 50% off of the original retail price of anything that you buy in the store. They switching over from all of the, you know, old stuff, and they bringing in all of the new season clothes. So they selling all of that old stuff for half off. And right now, you can take full advantage of that opportunity. So what you waiting for? After this podcast, you go over to your good folks at the nearest Burlington Coat Factory. I'm going to say it again because I stuttered. Go over to your good folks at the nearest Burlington Coat Factory and pick up you some gear for the summer. Tell them Ernest Turkey Leg sent you. Oh man, I'm sitting here with Yaki Najiu, ladies and gentlemen. We was talking a little bit earlier on about Alec. I wanted to ask you about that infamous screw job that you guys pulled between yourself and it was you and Bob Classic.
It was a work. You know, it wasn't for real. Listen, Bob Classic and I, and let's look at that. It's right there on screen. Bob Classic and I never had any kind of beef. And we weren't going to try to sit there and manufacture some kind of a beef amongst ourselves. It was Alec who was trying to come in there, get some damn shine on himself, and inject him, you know, in a situation that he didn't have anything to do with. And, you know, really, I was completely fine with it. And, you know, until I come to find out that he's saying all this shit that ain't true. But the whole damn thing was a work just to, you know, set up for, you know, for Bobby and I to be able to do a program. Okay? So, I mean, because, I mean, that was just such big money. And the Clash of the Champions, it was a big deal for the time, but we knew that, I mean, we could go bigger than the Clash of the Champions and, you know, even go XTV Mania, you know, or a spring break type of deal. And, you know, really make this, you know, a big thing, like Bobby versus Yaki 2, Bobby versus Yaki 3, you know, and keep it going. You know, he beats me. Oh, you know, I overcome him. And then, you know, now we have to have a rubber match. You know, because it gets so heated that it could have went either way. You know, we could have another match and then another match, and we could just keep this thing going because for that time, you know, it had never happened before. That was the big hype around it. And Yaki was Bobby was the, you know, big guy. He was the huge draw, you know, and, you know, I was a pretty huge draw. You know, I have the legendary past and background. And so that's what that was all about. And we put on a hell of a match. You know, we both respected each other's style, and it was ultimate respect between the two of us. All this commotion was going on around us, but it was nothing but respect amongst us. And so they you know, they didn't know who to put over, because it's hard to, you know, have good guy versus good guy. Somebody who, you know, because nobody wants to see their guy lose. And so, you know, that definitely would have took steam off of both of us if one of us were allowed to lose that match. It would have took steam from somebody. It would have said, well, you lost to him. So, you know, it just would have. So that's why it's supposed to build, okay? It's supposed to continue to build, and that way, you know, both guys are being put over, and so it's the quality of the matches that really matters. But so that's all that was, though. I mean, it was just to, you know, to move things along, you know, and put on a great show. That Clash of the Champions is still a classic. go back to this day and watch all the freaking madness. That's the only thing on that show, mind you, that I know of that was a work. Then they added there was a spot with J.O. Mac and he jumps on Hank. That was premeditated, but most of that shit on there was freaking fucking shoot, man. Yeah, exactly. One of the greatest shows that XTV East Coast put on, probably the best show, and that's saying a whole lot. But that Clash of the Champions Part 3 was a hell of a show, and it was a great way to finish off that show, having Yaki and Bobby, and then Killer coming out there, and and he's tearing damn Alex's head off because he knows that he's calling bullshit, and Alex is screaming at him. But now that I'm able to put all this shit in perspective, I had no idea. Okay, but so I'm putting it in perspective now, and I'm like, he's a real piece of shit. It's crazy, I'm supposed to be having Alec on this podcast. Bring his ass on here. He's got some damn explaining to do in the coming weeks. He will be here. Bob Classic. What would you say about Bob Classic? Bobby's smart. All right. Say what you want to. I particularly hate Bob. He wants you to. Bob has to be hated. Okay, guys. He doesn't have to, but it's wise for him to be hated. And it was going to either be you or him, Justin. And it can't be you because you're the voice. You're the guy who keeps things in perspective for the East Coast. When something happens and it's not understood, you call that and it's like, all right, this is what's happening here, guys. So you can't be the heel. Bob can, because he's already a dick. Okay? And so we know he's a dick. So now he's going to be a dick on the crowd. Okay? And so, this whole damn thing with him being, behind the damn glass and everything that he's doing, it's freaking brilliant. He has to do this in order to maintain as a heel. Because if you stand up, or if he comes out, he can't, it's not the same damn thing. So he has to have a niche that makes him, a hateable guy. Okay? Because before all this, we all know he was a damn. Who could you compare him to? He was damn The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin. He was everybody combined before the whole heel shit. Everybody was putting him up on the shoulder, shouting hip hip hooray. But so he was able to transfer that and get heat. There was a speculation for a long time, and this is not something that's, some brand new shit. This has, been going on for a long time, for like ever, where they were trying to figure out how to turn Bob heel. Because he had, you just have to be able to be a heel to be able to come back. So I wouldn't be surprised, but see, once the game comes back, he's going to have so much damn heat, everybody's going to want his head. But that's going to make for spectacular matches. Yeah, I can see that point. I could definitely see that point. But fuck him though. That's exactly how you're supposed to feel, Cohen Chester. You're supposed to do that. If you don't feel that way, then he's not doing his job. And with all due respect to you, you suck as a heel because you don't know how to remember that, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to be liked. And that's not your fault because of your responsibility. You have to put shit over. You have to say, well, this is that, and this is what's happening in this situation, okay? Yep. So that's not entirely your fault, guys. Let's see, who else we got? What about Cohen Tails? What do you say about Tails? What is it to say about that damn fruitcake? Okay? I want him out of my damn life forever. He's a pain in the neck. Him and Ad Monster are probably somewhere doing God knows what. And then I listened to your podcast last week. Coco's on here talking about he ain't gay. That's horse shit. God knows that she knows all the kinds of freaky tales that Tails has told her. Okay? So I don't know what's this new thing about trying to get Tyree over in XTV with this gay shit, but it ain't gonna happen. Gay has never worked in XTV. Okay, it never has, it never will. Just because it's official now, you know, that's just not the thing, and that's just the way this organization has been run.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Yaki. Very outspoken individual you are. You are saying some stuff that's not popular with a whole lot of people.
Hey, man, you know, fuck them. All right, that's the way I see it. Because, you know, things are the way they are. And, you know, you just have to be able to accept things for the way they are, you know, and deal with it. I don't see what's so hard about that. It's simple. You know, I'm reactionary. Okay, I'm not going to sit back and let things just happen to me. I'm going to react. And, you know, if something is offensive, you know, I'm going to take care of it. But if it's not offensive, then I'm going to be a part of it, because life's short, you know. And I get along with a whole lot of people. I've got fans, numerous fans all around the world. And, you know, I love them and they love me. You know, I've got great family. I'm blessed. I don't have time to sit around and be moping and be crying about this or that or the other. So you're not going to see that out of me. You know, I do all this man stuff, and I, you know, I feed into all the different things. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a very happy man. Very blessed and very happy with where I am. So, you know, people like Alec wants to come out and talk about, oh, I'm old and this and that. Hey, I'm happy where I am, okay? And then he talks about I sacrificed my father. You don't know a damn lick about my father, okay? Let's get that straight. A fucking lick, okay?
Yeah. I said that when he did that interview, and I just listened to him. This was all brand new stuff. And then it was at one point where the producers stepped in, and they like, oh, you can't say that, you know, just talk about what's on the script and this and that. You know, shocked the shit out of me. Ladies and gentlemen, are you looking for a brand new car? Well, if you're in the market for a new car, go on TrueCar, or you can use the TrueCar app. On there, you can see what others paid before you buy or lease from TrueCar certified dealers. That's right. They have over 9,000 certified dealers, and they are committed to price transparency with mobile pricing check tool. The mobile price check tool. Members get upfront pricing of any new car on a certified lot. You can just select any vehicle of your choosing. See what others paid. TrueCar lets you see what others paid in your area for the car that you want, so that you can compare estimates to the current market and be confident in your purchase. Buyers using TrueCar save an average of $3,279 off of MSRP. So go on and download the TrueCar app. It has guaranteed savings, and the dealers get you guaranteed pricing for over 1 million in-stock vehicles and upfront offers. TrueCar is growing. Over 9,000 certified dealers offering guaranteed savings in 1 million in-stock vehicles. So go on right now and select your vehicle at TrueCar using the TrueCar app. I know one thing. In all this hot summer weather, I get hungry. And sometimes, man, when after I done had a long day of doing all that driving on the road, man, I don't feel like coming home to cook. And I'm sure that a whole lot of you guys feel the exact same way. Well, guess what? I got the ultimate solution for you. It's doorstep delivery. Ladies and gentlemen, doorstep delivery has been around for a few years now, and they hire drivers that'll not only take your order over the phone as if you was getting a pizza, but they'll pick up food from anywhere in your city. That's right. All of the local listings on the doorstep delivery pamphlet, which is on the www.doorstepdelivery.com website, has all the restaurants that are associated with doorstep delivery and that you can order from, a lot of your favorites, and they'll bring the food right to you. But the excitement don't start there. I mean, it don't stop there, because not only that, but you can drive for doorstep delivery. It's just like being an Uber driver, except you drive for them and you work when you want to, and you just make your own hours. It's pretty convenient if you already got a job and you trying to have a little bit of extra pocket change. You get to meet a whole lot of different cool people, go to a lot of cool places, and it's pretty good tips. So, next time you're feeling hungry, or next time you're trying to get a little bit of more extra cash, go to doorstepdelivery.com and they'll hook you up.
It's for shock value, guys. Okay? He probably had the whole damn thing set up. Okay? There's no damn telling what's going through that man's mind. So, I mean, he's full of shit. Point blank. So that's that with him.
Well, moving forward, Yaki, you wasn't always a, in the weight class that you were in, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I wanted to talk about, how over the years, you was kind of like, at the lower rankings and stuff. You wasn't up there with the 10s, but, maybe nowadays, actually nowadays, the last big match we saw you in was the XTV Mania main event in that Fatal 4-Way. I mean, talk to us a little bit about that transition.
Well, it's just like you said. I mean, it even goes way back to the hardcore title days, guys. I mean, and, I felt like, since, I do have the reputation of being, one of the main stars, I always had to, compete at the top of my level. So that's exactly what I did, in the hardcore championship. I'm doing swantons. I'm really being hardcore, putting guys through tables. Okay. And, that's just, I just want to be as crazy as hell. And then in the light heavyweight division, I did the same thing. A lot of people may say that I was a little bit too risky, took too many risks, but that's just my style. I put my body on the line, and that's what we're going out there for, guys. Okay, if you're not going out there to perform at the highest level, then what the hell are you in it for? And, that's just exactly what I do night in and night out when I go out there, and no matter where I'm going to perform. And to answer your question, it got to a point where, I was trying so hard. I mean, I was putting on classic match after classic match, and no one really cared, it seemed like to me. It just seemed like, I'm going out there and I'm being treated like a mid-carder when I know that, I'm damn heavyweight title material. And it dawned on me, it's like, well, these guys are never going to see you as the heavyweight champion unless you put yourself, right in there. And I'm not saying that I wasn't, but I was still, a cruiserweight guy. So when it came around time for XTV Mania, the last one that we just did, I knew that I had to change my approach, and I was worried about that because I'm known for my moveset, I'm known for my quickness, and I didn't want to lose that. And somehow, some way, they were able to, still keep me, the way I was, and not make me be off. But I was in the heavyweight division. I mean, you see, I was, a little bit more ripped, a little bit more cut, and I was a heavyweight. And man, I mean, I was just like, I'm like, finally, I can compete, because that was really, it held me back in a lot of matches. I mean, I overcame a lot of shit, but I'm fucking having damn Broadway matches, and I'm not even trying to go Broadway. It's just that I'm fighting for my fucking life here.
Yeah.
I mean, in matches like going up against Whom Monster, when you're talking about when we were on '06, or anytime I had to fight up against a heavyweight, much less a damn super heavyweight. Talk about what a struggle that was. I'm pulling out all the stops. I'm doing all my big moves, dancing and running around them, running circles around guys. And, guys always gave me credit for my speed, but, speed just wasn't winning in those matches. I mean, for Christ's sakes, I was fighting for my life. I remember calling those matches, and, you always was able to entertain. You was always able to stay on, no matter how long, the matchup went. I remember those matches with Whom Monster and those different feuds. Probably one of the funniest feuds in XTV history. Well, you gotta put it right up there with Bob and Killer. No one ever mentions being Whom Monster, but it's probably because it's just out of such fun. We really just are just really out there being stupid. It's never really serious. It probably used to get a little serious in the earlier days, but over time, you see we publicly made up with each other, and we go out there and say silly shit. And it's just all in a good time. So, Whom Monster's a good kid.
Yeah, he is a good kid. Real funny. Yaki, I want to know, I was thinking, you've had such an illustrious career, outside XTV and with XTV, you're just a phenomenon. Out of all of the shows that you did and out of all of the different time periods, what exactly was your favorite?
That's a freaking hard question to answer because, each time period is just so significant. I think back all the way to the earliest days when me and Tails would be in the we were doing Sonic 2. It's like 1994. So it goes way back then, and it was just it was so pure, it was so brand new then. And then the times I had on Sonic 3 in 95 and 96 during that time period. But I think I really enjoy doing Yaki Heroes with with the guys, and being able to take them on that ride. I think that was a whole lot of fun, during that time period. Because it's like it's kind of like what Romy had with Crash Team Racing, in the sense that you meet all these characters, you know who they are over time, and here we are all coming together for a common cause, and bringing you the fullest amount of entertainment, everybody being able to get some shine. Because that's what Yaki Heroes was. It had a little LT on there, Tavari. Even during that time, people forget that he was still little Tavari during the Yaki Hero days, and he hadn't grown to the Tavari Howard that we know now. That's a pretty damn long ass time ago when you think of it like that. It is. He's going around half-ailed and doing stuff like that. Like what little LT does nowadays. He didn't exist. It was just that's just how much time has passed. That's almost 10 years ago. Damn. Yeah, man. And so Buck was there, and I think Daniel Dingo was there, and what do you mean I was there, Yaki? I was the damn main I was the damn main attraction to that show, you egg sucking dog. Won't you give somebody else a chance to be in front of the camera instead of hugging up all the That's how he is. That's how he is. Instead of sucking up all the camera light for yourself. Oh, man. But, yeah, so Daniel Dingo was there, and Shadow, and then there was always guest stars, so it was just fun. And then, those rides that we would go on, everybody getting to experience firsthand, what it was like, to see me run through those loops. It was one thing to see it in first or second person perspective, I guess, on the flats when I was doing it back in the days on Sega, but to do it, in 3D and, being able to take everybody on that ride with me and, see it in first person point of view and just see me fly and, bounce off of these walls and have those crazy experiences, it just all ties in. Oh yeah, he was doing a whole lot of the Jeff Hardy stuff. I mean, it's crazy to me how, you love Jeff Hardy so much and it all kind of ties into just like the kind of character that you have been all along. Yeah, I mean, it's something organic, and I love it. I love how everything connects. Would you say that Jeff Hardy is your favorite opponent? Absolutely, guys. The match that we had at SummerSlam was that's on the WWE. You know about that? Yeah, I was announcing that match. Freaking genius, just classic. And I mean, you want to talk about, probably one of the happiest, if not the most happiest moments of my life, guys. When they told me, hey, Yaki, you're going to wrestle Jeff Hardy at SummerSlam. It was just like, wow, this is a dream come true. Hey, WWE was the real deal. I know it was. I was there. It was the real deal. When they said that we're going to have Monday Night Raw and you're going to be on the show, I was honored. I really was, man, because it was the first time I ever felt like, we were a part of, like a real legit format. And it was just something different for the guys over here, on the East Coast to be a part of a outside entity. And, my background and where I come from. So, to be invited to that, it's crazy. My background in the sense that, I'm a video game guy, and they want me, it's just to be able to work both worlds, and just be translucent in that way. It's really an honor. It really is. I loved it. I wish they'd bring it back for a season, because it really worked. Okay. And I'd be happy to be a part of it. And, me and Jeff tore it up. That was a special show, that SummerSlam. That was an epic night. It was indeed. The WWE was definitely something special. We didn't make all of the shows, but the ones that we did attend were it's a hectic schedule. You got it's consistent. You got Raw on Mondays, you got SmackDown on Thursdays, and then in between time you're planning for next week's show. It's a rush, man. It's a work, man, and it definitely it's not for the weak at heart by any means necessary, guys. As we spark up this good weed, I'm sitting up here with Yaki Najiu, a good friend. We go way back. Oh, yeah. And, there was talks of reefer and liquor too, Yaki. And I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, man. Yeah, it was talks of reefer and liquor too, and I've had guests previously on this show who are who was part of the first reefer and liquor, along with myself and you, and I just want to know what was your thoughts on that day, because none of us knew that we was gonna be a part of that experience. It was just such a, I don't know, it was just like one of those magical things, one of those magical moments. It just kind of popped up out of nowhere. I mean, what do you remember about it? Well, it's funny how it came out, guys, and, there we were, and, they called us all there, I guess. I'd received a invitation to be at this particular place, okay? And, so I went on out. I came on out to see what it's about and everything, and, they bring me into this rinky-dink room. Looks like a broke-down restaurant on a set, behind a curtain, and they just have me wait there. And so I'm waiting, and there comes Alec Troffer, and they didn't tell me anything. They just had me waiting on them. They told me I was going to be waiting on Alec, and I said, oh, well, okay. I wasn't expecting that because I really was a fan of his, and so they bring him in there, and yeah. Some things were said, but now looking back, I'm glad I said that. I'm glad that I said what I said, because you know what, Alex a piece of shit, and I wish I knew it then, because I would have cut a damn promo on his ass, and that would have been your reefer and liquor shot.
Oh man, it's a good time. Yaki, before we roll up out of here, I just want to ask you, what is your opinion on XTV and the state of XTV right now? What do you see it going? I mean, you one of the legends. You in the Hall of Fame. You seen where we done came from, where we done got to. What direction are we headed?
XTV. Well, you have to put that in perspective, guys. I mean, you have to think about the fact that, take 2008 for an example, okay? Now, that's about 8 years ago, but that was a pivotal time, right? Right, that's when we first went digital. So, exactly, so, if it wasn't for that, there would be no podcast. And then how far have we grown since then? You have to ask yourself that question. It's just an enormous space to grow here in XTV, and there's so many guys who haven't gotten their break, but they're gonna. Okay, so many young guys, Kareem Strong, Jazz Marr, Walter. Really, Little Killer and Little LT, man. Those kids are funny as shit.
Well, you got some people that will disagree with you.
Well, it goes back to what I was saying about Corn Bob. It's the same thing. They're heels, and they're different. I like what they've done. It's good shit. It's good shit. So XTV's got, a bright future ahead for them, and I really think that we're going to start to see the fruits of that as soon as the game comes back.
I definitely agree with you. Yaki Najiu, it's been great catching up with you. We definitely got to have you again.
Sure thing, man.
And you take care of yourself.
I will, man. You do the same thing, Justin.
All right, that's it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. That was Yaki Najiu. I hope you guys enjoyed that show. I gotta apologize for if there was any audio change in that, because what really happened was that was a 2-part show. I just ain't tell y'all, but you might be able to tell maybe if it's a switch in the audio. That was a 2-part show. It was cut in half because Joad had got sleepy that one day. So it went from one day of us watching. One day we were sitting up there watching, clips on the computer, and it was showing stuff from On the Spot and different things like that. And now today it's Wednesday, so we just over here shooting the breeze, and that's our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you thought about it. I look forward to bringing you more shows. Like I said earlier at the top of the show, later on this week I'll be interviewing Chris Major over the phone, and I also will be interviewing King Kong, the original King Kong. So that's gonna be some interviews that are gonna definitely be very interesting, that I hope you enjoy. Until next time, I'm Ernest Justin Turkey Leg. I'll see you.